The phrase, "Make America Great Again," is more than just a political slogan. It's a vision. A vision of strong leadership, booming economy, secure borders, and global respect. But can America really become great again without first addressing its most looming financial threat, its national debt? As of 2025, the U.S. national debt is hovering above $34 trillion. That's more than the entire U.S. GDP. It's a burden that touches every American directly or indirectly through inflation, higher interest rates, and shrinking investment in things like education, infrastructure, and health care. So, what would it really take to make America great again, and is eliminating national debt even possible? Let's break it down into key areas. 1. Rebuilding the manufacturing base, one of the cornerstones of American greatness. Used to be its manufacturing sector. For decades, the U.S. led the world in producing cars, electronics, steel, and heavy machinery. But over time, globalization, Matososen, moved much of that industry to countries like China, Mexico, and Vietnam. To truly regain strength, America would need to bring manufacturing back home, what economists call This would mean tax incentives for companies building factories in the U.S., investment in automation, and upskilling the workforce. It won't be easy. American labor is expensive, and competing with lower-cost countries is tough. But automation and smart policies can help bridge the gap. A strong industrial base would reduce reliance on foreign supply chains and create well-paying jobs, fueling the economy and increasing federal revenue. 2. Energy, independence, and innovation. America has abundant energy, resources: oil, natural gas, wind, and solar. Becoming energy independent not only boosts national security, but also generates jobs and reduces trade deficit. During the shale boom, the U.S. became the world's largest oil producer. But if America wants to lead the future, it needs to invest aggressively in green technology like electric vehicles, advanced batteries, and carbon capture. This shift won't just cut carbon emissions. It will create new industries, attract global investment, and open up export markets for clean energy technology. A greener economy is not just about climate, it's a path to sustainable growth. 3. Fixing education and workforce skills. A great nation needs a great workforce. But the U.S. education system is struggling, especially in math, science, and technical skills. Community colleges, vocational training, and STEM education need to be a national priority. Companies want workers who can program machines, build solar panels, analyze data, not just sit behind desks. If America can close the skills gap, it can increase productivity, boost innovation, and attract high-tech industries. It's not just about making students job ready, it's about making the economy for cutting wasteful spending. One of the main drivers of U.S. debt is excessive government spending. Defense, Social Security, Medicare, and interest payments on the debt make up the bulk of the budget. Defense spending alone exceeds $850 billion a year. While military strength is vital, Smarter and more efficient defense procurement could save hundreds of billions over time. Similarly, reforming entitlement programs without cutting benefits for those who need them could make them more sustainable. For example, adjusting eligibility ages gradually, eliminating fraud, and streamlining administration can reduce costs. The U.S. also spends billions on programs with little accountability. A full audit of federal spending could identify areas where cuts can be made without hurting essential services. 5. Tax reform for a modern economy. America's tax code is bloated and inefficient. Loopholes, deductions, and offshore shelters cost the government trillions. Simplifying the tax system, closing corporate loopholes, and ensuring the wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share can increase federal revenue without raising middle-class taxes. At the same time, giving tax breaks to small businesses, entrepreneurs, and startups can fuel innovation and job creation. Balanced tax policy is about fairness and growth, not just revenue. 6. Immigration reform with purpose. Immigrants have always played a vital role in building America, but the system is broken. Instead of random quotas, the U.S. could implement a merit-based immigration system welcoming skilled workers in tech, healthcare, engineering, and other high-demand fields. This boosts the economy and fills critical labor shortages. Border security also matters not just for law enforcement, but for national unity and confidence in the system. A well-managed immigration policy could strengthen the labor market, increase productivity, and grow the tax base, all without burdening social services. 7. Investing in infrastructure, roads, bridges, ports, airports, and internet access. These are the veins and arteries of any modern economy. America's infrastructure has been crumbling for decades. Modernizing it would create millions of jobs and improve business efficiency. High-speed rail, clean water systems, smart grids, and 5G networks aren't just luxury, they're necessities for competitiveness in the 21st century. Government spending on infrastructure, if Dongwiseli isn't just a cost, it's an investment that pays for itself over time. 8. Restoring global trust and trade balance. America's strength also depends on its image and relationships around the world. Trade imbalances, tariffs, wars, and foreign policy unpredictability hurt both allies and domestic companies. A strong America is one that leads global institutions, builds fair trade deals, and counters authoritarian influence, not just with weapons, but with diplomacy and integrity. Strong global ties, open markets for American products, strengthen the dollar, and make it easier to borrow at low interest rates, which directly impacts national debt. 9. Can America eliminate its debt? Now, the big question: can the U.S. actually eliminate its national debt? Short answer: probably not entirely, but it can reduce it significantly. Think of national debt like a massive mortgage. You don't need to pay it all off at once, but you do need to manage it wisely. A growing economy, controlled spending, And smart revenue policies can bring debt down as a percentage of GDP. In fact, many economists focus more on the debt-to-GDP ratio than the absolute number. If the economy grows faster than the debt, America becomes more financially stable even with some debt. But if spending continues to outpace growth and interest payments consume more of the budget than an S, a ticking time bomb. Realistically, reducing the debt will take decades. It requires discipline, bipartisan cooperation, and long-term planning. It means making tough choices now to avoid crisis later. Conclusion. The path to greatness. Making America great again is not about slogans, it's about hard decisions, strategic investment, and unity of purpose. It's about rebuilding what made the country strong. Innovation, manufacturing, skilled workers, strong institutions, and shared prosperity. Can America reduce its debt and rise to greatness again? Yes, but it will take vision, courage, and leadership from every corner government, business, and everyday citizens. The world still watches America. The world still looks for leadership. The question is, will America rise to the challenge or let its past define its future?